Hello students, today I'll cover some practical demonstration of the previously covered topics, that is handling events from password element and navigator object. In the handling the events from the password event, um, password elements, in this we will enter two passwords and they are compared. And how this executes is already explained in the previous class. I'm just demonstrate how the code is developed for the web pages. I will go for the website. Here the our code, that is password.html. It's a very simple one. In this web page code, I've developed the forum tag. Here is the forum ID and name of the forum ID is my forum. There is one text, that is your password, and here the input type password, and ID here is initial, size is 10. So this is very important. ID of the first password entry is initial, and the verifying that the second entry, for that I will give one more input tag, that is password, type is password, ID is equal to second. And I have provided two buttons, built-in buttons for the forum, that is reset button and submit button. For the event handler, I am using external file, that is pswd underscore chk.js. So it is stored in separate file. I am embedding those file by using script tag and src attribute. And one more thing, within the body I'm giving the next one script tag, that is pswd underscore chkr.js. The difference between these two tags is that in the script tag provided within the head section are loaded but not executed by the browser's JavaScript environment. Whereas if the script tag is provided within the body tag or body portion of the web page, then it is processed by the browser's JavaScript engine. So I'll go for why it is given like this. I will open the first one, that is provided within the head section. So here in the head section there is a JavaScript function chk passwords. There the input entered in the initial text field and stored it in the init variable. Likewise, input entered in the second text box is extracted and stored in the sec folder. So from now onwards I will use init and sec, and these are all object reference for the input text box, so I can use the property. If init value is init dot value is equal to null, that's blank space, that indicates first password entry field is empty. So it gives one message. Observe that it is string concatenation in alert window. So in the alert I given the message like this: you did not enter a password \n plus please enter one row. This is done like this to display the message in two rows or two lines. You need not to provide like this, you can give it in the one single line. Just for readability the code is entered like this. After that, after the displaying the alert window, init will get the focus. That means I am programmatically assigning the focus for the init text box. After that it returns false, and this is used for further calculation or processing in the web JavaScripts. So this is the first test. After this test, that means if this condition holds for false, then comes to next if statement. So that means if it is false, these codes are not executed, so false is not returned. So the next is here is if init value is not equal to sec dot value. That means if the text fields are not having the same text in within those boxes, that means I have entered two different fields, so the two passwords you enters are not the same. Please re-enter both. Now again here init dot focus, so the first text fields will have the focus, and also one more here is init dot select. That means all the text entered in that folder, in that text box will be selected. I need not to use the mouse pointer to select it, and returns false. If this condition is fails, that means if it is a false condition, that means init dot value is equal to sec dot value. So that means password is accepted, welcome. So this JavaScript function performs two steps. One is if the init value is empty. If it is empty, give one message. Second test is if they are equal or not. If they are equal, display one message. If they are not equal, display another message. But this code check passwords is not registered to any of the button here. So this is very important. Here is the check passwords JavaScript function is not registered in any of the one, and that event registration is done by the next script which is provided within the body tag. So that means here is if this body tag has a JavaScript that is executed immediately, that means right after the loading of the web document, whereas the JavaScript code specified within the head tag will executed only for particular event raisers, but here is irrespective of the event raisers, these codes are executed. Let us check what is in this file. Here it is. Observe that there is no functions but attributes are assigned. Document dot get element by id. Second, observe that on blur. That means whenever the second feed lost its focus, then check passwords field is assigned. See, this is the second method in the DOM 0 event model. In the second method, so the JavaScript's name is assigned to the event attribute of the element. Likewise for the second, for the forum, that means in this submit button, I am not specified what to do if I click on the submit button. For the submit button, so I am assigning the event handler, that is chk passwords. So I'll repeat this once again. Script, if it is provided within the head tag, those codes will be executed only when corresponding events are captured. Script tag provided within the body tag, usually it is provided just before the end tag of the body, will be executed immediately after the loading of the page, irrespective of the code within the specified file. That means in the large scale and very complicated web page applications, event registration is done and they are provided within the script tag at the just before the end of the body tag. So according to this code, immediately after the loading of the page, second element my forum will have the chk passwords as their event handler. So when the second button loses its focus, chk passwords will execute. Similarly, if the submit button is clicked, then as again chk password will executed. So this is the first code. This code example covers two different type of event registration. One is here is the second method of the event registration in one file, and we also specified that is focus and select. Focus means to implicitly provide the focus for particular element, whereas select in the text box whatever the existing text will be selected. So now let us run this program. I'll open it, password, I'll open it in the Firefox. See that there are two text boxes. When I click this, mouse pointer cursor will blink in that. Wherever the cursor is blinking, then we can say that that particular text box has the focus. Now I will type some informations. 1 2 3 4, and here I will enter 2 3 4 5. That means these two passwords are not same. So when I click on the submit query, I will get the message the two passwords you entered are not same. Please re-enter both now. Okay, let's go for the code again. If both password fields are entered, here I have entered a different value for init, that's the initial, and different value for the second, so their values are not equal, so I got this message, that is within the alert window. And when it is not equal, you can see that there is one more thing, init.select. So I will do this. When I click here is click OK. Observe that the text entered in the first one is selected. Now I will keep these are empty. Okay, empty. If I click on the submit query now, you did not enter a password, please enter one now. So that means it's a first test. The code is like this. If init values is equal to space blank, then I will get this message. If both are same, then I will get the password is accepted, welcome. Now I will enter same passwords in this field 1 2 3 4 5, and here is also 1 2 3 4 5. When I click on the submit query, observe that password is accepted, welcome. Password is accepted, welcome, and the code is like this. Here is given the operation here is not equal to. If this goes, that means init dot value is equal to cc value. So when it became false, I will get this message. So this is for first experiment, that is specifying the password and implementing the field, that is the implementing the events, that is focus and select. Blur event is already covered in the previous experiment. So the points again I will repeat it. Here is one JavaScript file embedded within the head section of the file, and JavaScript provided just before the end of the body tag, that means closing tag before to the closing tag. And when the page is loaded, then the code provided in this one is immediately executed. So in this file usually JavaScript functions are not used, but instead of that declarations and assignments are utilized. So in the first one, that is password underscore chk.js, event handler is provided, and this event handler is assigned to the submit button and check boxes, text box lost focus, like that is on blur and on submit. So this is for the first one. Now I will go for the next one, that is the navigator object. Very simple one. Navigator, open it with notepad or any other your favorite pad. Observe that in this file, for the body unload event, I provided the JavaScript name, and the JavaScript is provided here itself. That is for the navigation property, that is registered with the body tags onload attribute. Onload will execute only once when the page is started loading. But if I want to have the similar effect even after the loading, then I have to introduce a new variable. Here is a new element and assign for that event the event attribute for the same JavaScript function. Here in this case I am using button. I provided the navigator object as the value for the button, and when I click on that button, the click event is registered with the navigation properties JavaScript function, that is by assigning the name of the JavaScript function to the onClick event attribute. So I'll just open this file in the browser window, right click, and I'll open with Firefox window. I will get a prompt window. Immediately the load. Observe that the browser is Netscape. The version is 5.0 Windows. So you may get different info display in different browsers, and that depends on the type of the operating system, type of the browser, and also the version. See, I am specifying two properties of the navigator object. One is get name, that is app name, and app version, whereas the navigator is the built-in name of navigator object within the JavaScript execution environment. So now I will repeat it. Series, click OK. So I got the navigator objects information during the loading of the page. But if I want it once again, so I can use the button wherein the navigator properties event header has been registered. When I click here, I will get like this. So according to the code, navigator.appName provides the name of the function, name of the navigator, that's the browser name. Here it is Netscape. Even though it is Firefox, its root is within the navigator browser, so I am getting the browser name as Netscape. Now I will open the same file in different browsers just to get the information about how this is implemented in different browsers. Now I already opened the navigator object in the Firefox. Now right click, open it with Google Chrome. I'll get little bit different one. Different means it's not same as the Firefox. I may get different type of information. Okay, I got it. Here browser is Netscape. You can see that for Google Chrome also I will get the name, and different here is the version number is 5.0 Windows NT, Windows 64x64, and additional information. Click OK, and this is the information I got for the Firefox and Google Chrome. Now we'll go for the last one, that is Internet Explorer. Right click, open with Internet Explorer, then again I will get little bit different information. Okay, there is a security mechanism. Make okay. Say this is the Navigator object opened in Windows Internet Explorer. So when I click on the Navigator button object, I will get the browser is Microsoft Internet Explorer and the version number is somewhat little bigger here is 4.0 along with the other modules of the Internet Explorer. So in the browser Firefox, I will get the information like this, and in the Google Chrome I will get like this. Sorry, it's not Google Chrome, it is Internet Explorer. And in the browser Google Chrome browser I will get the details like this. So these are the information about Navigator object. As in the page itself, if it is provided, this is not a public standard. That means Navigator object is not so widely used. It's not a publicly implemented. So in new browsers or not so popular browsers, we may not get the Navigator object in the JavaScript environment, but still all the major browsers are supporting it. You may visit the website W3 schools to get more information about Navigator object. Okay students, so here it concludes the information about the focus event and select event, blur event. Thank you.